Alright everyone, hello and welcome back to the HearthCraft SMP. Welcome to episode 2. This video is going to be one that has a lot of updates because I've been doing a lot, even... oh, that's a loud pen of sheep. Even, you know, at the end of the first episode, I hinted at there being quite a lot that I've not shown on camera, and that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing today. And that's not all I'm going to be doing. I do have some other plans for today. But yeah, the house itself hasn't changed all that much. I've got a few extra furnaces out the front, I've got a few extra chests full of all sorts of random items. This all needs to be sorted, and it will be eventually. But yeah, I've got a potion brewer, which is really cool. I take these glass bottles. This is a waterlogged slab. I just right click that, fill it up, and yeah, it's water. Very cool. So yeah, the house hasn't changed much. The inside's very bland. I do have a full enchantment table, which is quite nice. And yeah, the back and the sides are all kind of really quite bland. They need a lot of work doing, but there has been a lot of big updates, and one of the biggest I would say is my armor. I have full netherite armor, and it is very, very good armor. Pretty much as good as you can get in the game. On episode 2, I know it's fast. But that isn't really what the series is about, right? It's not really about getting the best equipment and fighting the Ender Dragon and then beating the game. It's about the crazy contraptions, the crazy builds, the crazy survival. No, I don't know. I don't really know. I'm just making excuses for getting this on episode 2. I also got the tools as well. Fortune 3, Sharpness 5, Efficiency 5 and all the tools and stuff. Power 5 on the bow, Infinity, all that nice stuff. So yeah, I've got pretty much the best armor and equipment you can get on episode 2. But yeah, builds wise, this is a thing now. I have a big dock. If you can't tell, that was a weird sentence. Don't, you know, I said dock, okay, D-O-C-K, D-O-C-K, okay, anyway, yeah, if you can't tell, I've gone with a Japanese theme. That's a kind of Japanese looking house. The sheep is still there, he likes it, and the dock is kind of, yeah, it's looking pretty plain right now. I still have huge plans for this dock. I'm going to build some little ships out there, some Japanese style ships, not too big, some really small ones, maybe some fishing boats. All these barrels here are going to be completely full with, you know, fish. There's a lot of fish in here, a lot in there. I'll show you how I got all those fish later. But yeah, there's going to be some little ships, there's going to be maybe some market stalls on this stone area. This wooden area is going to get a whole bunch more decorations, you know, more barrels, more maybe campfires. I don't know what else is on a fishing dock, but it'll be added to this and it'll look a lot nicer. Over there's Panda's base. Over there, in that direction-ish, is Yokarter's base. Behind Panda is RockerBuck's. Behind RockerBuck is RaleMaximus. And over there is Guggle. But anyway, let's head on to the next big update, shall we? I also have, yeah, a lot of sugarcane thanks to Guggle. That really does extend all the way around there. Wow, I have way too much of that. Yeah, I have this thing. I have a lot of sand and I have a lot of gravel because I need a lot of concrete. And because I need a lot of concrete, I have built this thing, which is actually Cubfan's design. Cubfan being a hermit on the HearthCraft server. You put the concrete powder in here, it filters down, and then you just place it here and it gives you infinite concrete, well, as much concrete as you put in, concrete powder, and then the concrete falls in here. Automatic concrete. Yes, also, yeah, there's that. That's one of the big things. This is something I've actually been working on today. This little pond, it's taken quite a while, a lot longer than you would think, because I had to terraform this whole area, make it kind of flat. Then I dug out the pond, then I filled in the water, added the kelp, the seagrass, the sea pickles, the fences, and obviously the stairs and slabs, and I think it turned out pretty well. It's supposed to be kind of like a yin-yang kind of looking pool. I think it looks okay, but this is still very, very, very unfinished. I plan to add some decorations on the bridge itself, around the thing. I want a stone path going all the way around, and I'll add some cherry blossoms, I think, and yeah, some benches, a lot of bamboo and stuff, and I think it'll all look pretty nice by the end. And this big pond here is actually supposed to be the central area of the village that I plan to build. So this house isn't actually going to be much at all. This is supposed to be like an entrance to the village. you just, you know, you're walking through here. There'll be a little kind of lounge area here, maybe a reception or something, I don't know. I'll need to move these axolotls at some point. And that, yeah, you just walk straight back out here. These trees will be out of the way. There'll be a nice path going all the way down here. It'll turn all the way down towards this thing. And then, as I said, there'll be a path all the way around this. There'll be houses branching off in different directions. And there will most definitely be a path that leads over to this thing over here, which, as I start to approach it, you can see I've made a little bit of progress on it. Not an insane amount, not too much. It takes a while to build because it's just so many materials. It's such a big area. It's a 32 by 32 area, and it's about, I don't know, 200 blocks tall, maybe a bit less, maybe 180. But it is a very, very large area, and the first floor is not done yet. It's going to take a long time to do. I have some of the materials here that I need. A lot of concrete, as I said, and a lot of dark prismarine, which really sucks to get. Dark prismarine is awful. I also have some acacia wood and scaffold in here because I want to use a lot of acacia. You can see I've been using acacia there. I plan to use acacia quite a bit around the pond area and on a lot of the interiors of the houses. I think that'll really contrast the, you know, the dark oak and the blackstone and or deep slate that I decide to use in the houses. I think, yeah, acacia will be a nice contrasting colour to these colours that I've already used, and it's good because I've never really used acacia before, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm really quite excited. But yeah, big plans for this village, huge plans. It's going to take pretty much all season to even, you know, start on this thing, but it'll get done eventually. I need to eat some food. So, how did I get this netherite and stuff? Well, the netherite actually pretty easily. I just went into the nether, went down to, I think it was Y12, I think that's the most common, maybe Y15, that's the most common for ancient debris, and just used bed mining. You can see I have a lot of sheep there, and yeah, I just made a whole bunch of beds, maybe like 3 inventories full of beds, and I just bed mined, and I got enough for everything, and I still have a little bit extra. I have 11 more netherite scrap, so yeah, a pretty decent amount. And then after that I went on a 3-hour mining session, and as boring as it was very profitable. There we go. 42 blocks of diamond plus 64 plus 24. I have a lot of diamonds, and I believe I'm currently the richest on the server in terms of diamonds. I don't know. I would hope so, because this took me a very long time, 3 hours, as I said, of just strip mining in, you know, a 1x2 area, and it was very slow, very boring, but I got a lot of diamonds out of it. But even so, with all these diamonds, it's not, you know, too much progress, because diamonds don't really do anything. They're just currency in the server for, you know, buying other people's services, which is nice. But anyway, let's move on to the next big update, and that is in the Nether. So as we head into the Nether, there's going to be a few things that are kind of immediately obvious, and those will be the 3 places with the quartz stairs. This one is a huge tunnel I dug. It goes about 700 blocks that way, and then about 100 blocks that way. It's just a boat tunnel. There's a bunch of boats here. And this, if you ride it, it takes you all the way to a desert, which is the designated desert to dig a whole bunch of sand, just so we're not, you know, ruining the deserts that are nearby, very far away, get a lot of sand. Very nice. This one actually leads down to where I was bed mining for ancient debris. I got sick of just jumping up all the blocks, so I just quickly put some stairs down. And then I never used it since, because I got enough ancient debris from that one mining trip. But yeah, other than that over there is actually one more path over here, made of cobblestone. This path, which goes that way and then turns to the right, actually takes you to a gravel mountain, and that's where I've been getting all my gravel from to make the concrete. And yeah, it's just a nether portal that's all the way down there. There's also a bastion over there which I raided, and I will probably show that later in the video, actually. This portal, by the way, I'm not entirely sure whose it is or whose it leads to. I don't know. But anyway, let's carry on with the tour. If we do head over this way, this is my portal. You can see I've put some nice signs down. Stemister's temp portal, because it is very temporary. This nether portal leads to BlackEyedPanda's base. which is nice. And if I just walk down this tunnel here, and then head across this bridge right here, right over there, across this soul sand area, is actually a nether fortress. So just behind this big mound of netherrack, there's a nether fortress, and right there, that is a portal to Newt's place. Newt and Enchanted Bookshop, and here's Newt's head. Yeah, nice access to a lot of enchanted books and stuff, and I've spent a lot of diamonds there. But, I mean, I have enough diamonds to spend, so why not, you know? That is a dead end. It doesn't actually lead to anything. I don't know who dug that out. I don't know. But anyway, let's head back this way. So, heading on up these stairs. By the way, all these quartz stairs that I've been showing, all these little bridges and stairs, these are what I've made. It's, you know, it's kind of like a public nether area. Go away, please. You know, there's my nether portal, there's, you know, BlackPandas, and Newt is not too far. So it's kind of like a... Go away. This happens all the time. Yeah, it's kind of like a public area, but I did a whole bunch of work to make it look quite, you know, a lot neater. It doesn't look too neat, I know, but compared to what it was, it's a lot better. So yeah, I did all this. I also, yeah, made this quartz path. I also put soul soil here because I have soul speed to make it a little faster. This path to the left leads to Guggle's base right there. Guggle's house, :3. Very nice. And interesting things going on in chat. And then if we follow it this way, it actually leads to a couple things. These two tunnels are nothing, but down here is Mike's base. Your Mike's nether portal. What is going on? There were just 30 zombies holding eggs below my house. Interesting. There is actually a zombie here that's holding an egg, so maybe that's related. I'm not entirely sure. That was my Discord, by the way. I'm sorry, I usually mute it, but I did not for this for some reason. Anyway, Mike's base. I won't spoil the base. He has started working on it, but I don't want to, you know, spoil his episode, so I won't do that just yet. Destroy the desert. This is a tunnel that Mike actually dug about an hour after I made the ice tunnel, because he didn't know that ice tunnel went to the desert, so he just dug a tunnel that you walk down for, you know, like 800 blocks, and it's very, very slow compared to the ice bridge that I made. And sorry, Mike, it's kind of useless because the ice bridge is just way faster, but it does lead to this thing, Stemister's Guardian Farm pickup station. I actually need to change this sign to be Stemister's Guardian Farm because it's both the pickup station and the farm. But yeah, if we do head down here, we can see there's a little Guardian Farm down there, and there's a hay bale on top because I like to just, instead of running all the way down the stairs, I just jump down and don't take any fall damage, which is nice. It also helps that I have Feather Falling 4 on my boots. But yeah, so if we head down here, we can see that I have a lot of chests, a lot of storage for this Guardian Farm, and for very good reason. Dark Prismarine is the worst thing in the world, and I need a lot of it for that the concrete temple thing that I was showing earlier, and I will tell you what that is a little later. So 1 Dark Prismarine takes 1 ink sac, which turns into black dye, and 8 Prismarine shards, and that turns into 1 Dark Prismarine block. Mojang, this is too much. 1 ink sac for 1 block and 8 shards? Way too much. Also, there's a present here. I don't really understand this present. I came back from AFKing one time, I came to here, it said present, and there were a whole bunch of ink sacs in here. There was about 10 stacks of ink sacs. I used a lot of them already. But I think whoever made this chest just took the ink sacs that were already in these chests, because this farm does collect a few ink sacs every now and then. Let's see if I can find it. There. It does get a few ink sacs, and it does get, you know, a few stacks of ink sacs. So I think they just took them out of the chest and put them in this one. I'm not entirely sure, but I do also think they did put some of their own ink sacs in there. So whoever did this, thank you, I appreciate it. But honestly, I'm not entirely convinced you just didn't take them out of this chest and put them in there. But Even if you did, I still appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But anyway, if we head over to here, this is a weird path. You know, it's a big square here because there used to be a nether portal here, but it was in the wrong place. It broke the guardian farm, so I had to move the nether portal over by about, I don't know, 10, 15 blocks. And if we go through this nether portal, it'll take us to the guardian farm. Now, the guardian farm is a project that I was working on a couple of days ago, and I've AFK'd at it for a while, and that's how I got all the dark prismarine. Needed a lot of that thing. But yeah, nice soul soil platform, goes all the way across to... This is new. Why is there a chest there with 10 rotten flesh? That's new. I imagine that's Guggle. I don't know. But anyway, this is some building materials I was using. There's the guardian farm itself. If we go up this, you know, water elevator and then all the way across to the AFK platform, I just stand in that little box. And then guardians start spawning and falling into the nether portal, and it's good. It works. It gives us a lot of drops, as you saw. But yeah, that's that. Let's head back over to the concrete temple. So, what are the plans for this monstrosity of a building? Well, when it eventually gets finished, this is supposed to be a hostile mob farm. And I made it like this because, well, a hostile mob farm, if you build it on the ground, you need to, well, hostile mobs spawn in a, I think it is between 40 block and 128 block radius around the player. And I really didn't feel like building a mob farm on the ground and then lighting up all the caves and all the ground in a 128 block radius around me. That is a lot of work. I've done it before in my first ever survival series on YouTube. And it was so boring, so tedious. It was just the worst. And for some reason I thought this would be less bad, you know, building a huge tower to accommodate this mob farm. But yeah, this is the plan. The mob farm is going to be at the very top, so I don't need to worry about too many, you know, mobs spawning on the ground or in caves or anything. I just need to make sure nothing up there or, you know, in the temple itself is spawnable. So that means putting carpets on every block or lighting it up. So yeah, nothing can spawn. But that's not all I plan. It's not just for... Oh yeah, I also, you know, built a tower from the ground up because I didn't want it just to be a floating box. Because this is HearthCraft. We can't just have floating boxes or floating bridges. Ignore the guardian farm. We can't just have floating boxes. We need to make it look nice and pretty, and that's what I'm trying to do. So that's why I'm building this huge building. But yeah, the mob farm is not all that's going to be in this thing. There's also going to be a sorting system underneath the mob farm. All the drops are going to drop into a sorting system. It's going to be really cool. On the right side, there's going to be probably a water elevator that goes all the way up to the mob farm. So, you know, once I go there, I can either AFK there, get drops automatically, or I can turn the automatic killing off and use a sword or an axe or just anything and get a whole bunch of AFK. I mean, excuse me, a whole bunch of experience and just AFK there pretty much all night. And there's going to be an elevator on the left side as well, which will take me up to the storage system. And, you know, there I'll be able to retrieve all the items and such. And it'll be pretty cool. Yeah, don't worry about that single block there. There'll be a roof on this first floor anyway. You won't be able to see that. It'll look nice. It'll be finished. It'll be good. Yeah, storage system, mob farm, also XP farm in a way. It's going to take a very, very, very long time to build this thing up though. Probably over the course of 10, 20, maybe even 30 episodes. We'll see. Maybe even more. I don't know, because I do have a whole village to build as well. A village to plan out, to build, to get the resources for, to, you know, scrape together. And, you know, all the decorations, all the paths, the trees, the benches, the, I don't know what else there will be. But yeah, it'll be a really cool village, I think. Let's head to bed. It's been a long day. So, I know I said at the start of this episode, this wouldn't just be a showcasing, kind of showing around tour episode, that I had 2 more plans that I wanted to do. But looking at the length of the video already, plus the clips that I already have recorded that I want to add to this episode, I feel like this is going to be a very, very long episode. And I don't want to, you know, go too long, so I think we might unfortunately have to wait until the next episode to start working on those little 2 things. But yeah, sorry it's such a tour-like episode. The next one will be very, very different, I promise. I will actually be working on little projects in the episode, not just showing them off. So, this is HearthCraft Season 2, HearthCraft Episode 2. Well, I guess Season 2, Episode 2. Oh, it's shambles, isn't it? I hope you enjoyed. If you liked, be sure to like. If you really liked and want to see more like this, be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching, and see ya!